Oops. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Live. It is the icon Johnny K with some horrible background noise. Sorry. Here we go. We're a little bit behind here. Let's get everything set up. Man, how does my camera keep moving? What the heck is going on here? All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's get this updated. There we go. I know it's backwards on TikTok, but hey. And let me get... No, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. Good evening, everybody. Man, this is still off. What the... Somebody was playing around with my computer today. There we go. Much better. Good evening, everybody. The lighting's a little different because I'm having some problems with some LEDs here in the studio. All right. It is Friday night. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the show. I am John. Oh, I'm exhausted. Saw a late showing of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Oh my goodness, it was incredible when Wolverine and Namor and Deadpool showed up in the movie. Absolutely. Yeah, no spoilers here. Yes, it's Team Johnny. Oh, wait a second. No, it's not Team Johnny. No. I am not Johnny Ace. You're being let go because of budgetary reasons. Yeah. We're not doing that here. All right. So let's get into it. I did watch Rampage. Not really going to talk about it. I watched part of SmackDown. Not going to talk about it. Going to save that for tomorrow. It's Friday night. You know what that means. He's here. We can't do a show without him. Say hi, Jonah. Hi. Hi. Are you going to watch WrestleMania Backlash on Sunday night?
I don't know.
No, we're not going to. Because, first of all, it's not going to be a good pay-per-view. Second of all, it's Mother's Day. No wrestling pay-per-views on Mother's Day. Okay, good night, buddy. Love you. There, the MVP of the show made his appearance tonight for you all. So, he does that stuff on purpose. He knows that I need a light on outside the studio, so he just knows when I go live. All right, let's talk about the news for the day. Fightful Select reported today, and man, I'm telling you, okay, they do not sponsor me. This is not a paid endorsement. I just truly believe in them. If you are not subscribing to Fightful Select, you are not a true wrestling fan, okay? They are on top of all the news stories, all the big news stories. They have the exclusives. It is worth every penny. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to Fightful Select. It is definitely worth it. Sean Rostaff and his crew over there do an incredible job. How many times do I reference Fightful Select on this channel? Every single day, because that's where the news comes from. When we get the releases, they're the only ones I trust. They're the only channel I trust when it comes to the releases. And they're the ones that broke this news earlier today. Whoa, hello, wait a second. Whoops. Oh, dear. Yeah, we got to edit that real quick. I'm glad I caught that. All right. Candice LeRae is officially a free agent. That's right. The wife of Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, has been on leave for a few months now because she was pregnant. And Fightful Select had reported back in the fall that her contract was up this spring, but nobody was really sure what was going to end up happening. They didn't think WWE was going to freeze her contract like they typically do with injuries because she was pregnant, and they really couldn't do it. So it was reported today she is now officially a free agent. And why is this a big story? Well, one, she obviously, before she became pregnant, was one of the top women's stars in NXT. And who's muted? Okay, I was going to say, I don't think I'm muted. Better not be muted. All right. Her husband, Johnny Gargano, left WWE a couple of months ago and has been a free agent, but has not appeared anywhere else yet. And me personally, I think he was waiting to see what the situation was going to be with his wife. And once her contract expired, they are both free to go wherever they want. Obviously, Candice will not be back in the ring yet, but Johnny is ready to go. And let me read to you the whole story here from Fightful Select. This is what they sent out. WWE has less royal families as the couple of Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae are now both free agents. Fightful reported earlier this year that Candice's WWE deal was up in the spring, and there was no indication of an extension at that point. This morning, LeRae was added to the alumni section of WWE.com, and Fightful was able to speak with WWE sources that confirmed that she was a free agent. LeRae's husband, Johnny Gargano, left the company in December and hasn't wrestled since, but has started doing signings. The two had their first child in February, and LeRae had remained on television for several months before taking off for maternity leave. As of a few weeks ago, Fightful had learned there weren't talks of an extension, but haven't heard how that landed since then. They were told by one WWE source that if they had their way, the decision to freeze the contract during maternity leave would be in her court, but weren't giving indication that this is the case. There are no 90-day non-competes attached to contracts expiring. That leaves Indy Hartwell as the only member of the Way to remain on the NXT roster. They did provide an update. Those that they have spoken to within WWE say that there is no ill will towards WWE and or between WWE and Gargano, LeRae, or the WWE. Fightful is told that the company looked upon Gargano well for putting over talent on the way out of the company and helping establish others, then doing a short extension to make sure things ended well. In the case of Gargano and LeRae, Fightful is told that they can pretty well return to the company if they so choose. I do not believe, with the state of NXT 2.0, that Johnny Gargano will be returning. I would have loved to have seen him on the SmackDown roster. I don't think it's going to happen right now. I truly believe, yes, I believe Johnny Gargano is going to go to AEW. Now, let me backtrack on a comment I made that Candice will not be ready to get back in the ring. I forgot that it was actually all the way back in February now, over 2 months ago, that she had the baby. Very possible she could be in ring shape to come back. I think she'd probably still take a few more months off, but who knows? You know, she is a professional wrestler. She is an athlete. Eric, good to see you. Well, with the Forbidden Door, with that being busted open, there's a possibility Johnny could face some New Japan Pro Wrestling talent without actually having to go to Japan. Hello, Graham. New viewer to the channel. That's right. Yeah, Gargano's got a lot of friends in AEW. Excellent point. Excellent point. Yes, thank you very much, Eric. Johnny Gargano versus Bryan Danielson. Give it to me all day long, twice on Sunday. Please, please, please. Would love to see that. Gargano and just about anybody on Gargano and Jay Lethal. Yes. The Forbidden Door pay-per-view, they sold out of the pre-sale tickets, which was over 11,000 tickets yesterday on Thursday within 40 minutes. I had not heard any reports, but I am sure the remaining 2,000 to 3,000 tickets that were available today to the public were gone in a matter of minutes. And no, I was not one of them to be able to order tickets. So I will be watching it from the comfort of my home studio, unfortunately. But hey, that's okay. I believe Johnny Gargano is going to end up in AEW. And I believe his wife will eventually end up in AEW. I would love to see them together as a power couple that don't make people sick to their stomachs. Hey, that would make for a fun feud. The Garganos versus Sammy and Ty. There we go. You got one right there. Good feud right there. I like it. But that brings me to my next topic tonight. Who will be the Owen Hart Tournament Jokers? So we now, after tonight, after the match between Yuka Sakazaki and Riho, the 7th and final official spot in the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament has been filled on the women's side. And we know that on the men's side, Samoa Joe is going to have the Joker in the quarterfinals. And on the women's side, it's going to be the former AEW Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DDS, with the other Joker, which makes me think typically these Joker spots are for higher profile free agents coming in. You know, actually, let me do a quick search here, see if I can find it. I want to reference this correctly. Well, let's see. Sportskeeda has their 5 listed, and they're listing Powerhouse Hobbs, Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, Miro, and Kenny Omega. First of all, not going to be Kenny Omega. That would not be the spot to put him in. They don't have anybody listed on the women's side, I don't think. Hobbs would be an interesting shout, but I believe no. Actually, I don't think it'll be Powerhouse Hobbs, because we are going to end up seeing Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs taking on Jurassic Express at Double or Nothing. So it would make sense to put him in the tournament and have him lose right away. Chris Jericho, no. Going to be a blood feud with Eddie Kingston. Miro, I could see it happening. Wouldn't be a free agent signing, would be a return. And oh my goodness, Miro, Samoa Joe. But the issue I have, though, is why would you put the Joker against the Ring of Honor World Television Champion? You don't want him to lose in the first round, unless he would get screwed over by Jay Lethal somehow. And you also don't want the Joker to lose in that quarterfinal round. So that doesn't quite make a lot of sense. I was going to plug Johnny Gargano into this spot, thinking, wow, this would be a great shout back to NXT. But would there really be any benefit to the guy that loses? It would make Joe look bad. You don't want Johnny Gargano losing his first match coming in. So I don't think it's going to be Gargano here. On the women's side, you could say the same thing, though a precedent was set tonight on Rampage when Britt Baker was the one that took the pinfall loss in that tag team match with Jamie Hayter taking on Toni Storm and Ruby Soho. So maybe, just maybe, are they going to put Britt Baker on a losing streak? Because I'm trying to think. No, she did end up winning her qualifying match to get in. So I was going to say she's on a 2-match losing streak. But again, that's another tough spot there. Do you want the recently now former AEW women's champion to lose a match again in this tournament? That's how I was thinking, boy, this would be a great spot for a Mia Yim to come into AEW to be with Keith Lee. A great spot for a Deonna Purrazzo. I'd love to see her be the Joker in this tournament, but Baker and Purrazzo, that's a dream match for a pay-per-view. That's not I don't want to say a throwaway quarterfinal match, but that's not a free television match. Who else could it be? I'm a little baffled. I don't know. Here's a couple of other interesting shouts that it could possibly be. Athena, the former Ember Moon. Nixon Newell. I would love to see, the former Tegan Knox come in. And that will eventually lead to Dakota Kai. I want to see Nixon Newell and Dakota Kai back together. I want to see them as a tag team together again. It really looks like a lot of people are leaning towards Miro. We haven't seen, he was out with a leg injury. It's not going to be Lana. It's not going to be Lana. Because she'd end up losing. Okay. Athena, that would be a good loss for Britt Baker. Nixon Newell, that wouldn't be a bad loss for her either. Mia Yim, that wouldn't be a bad loss either. But no offense to Lana, that would not be a good loss for Britt Baker at all. I don't think. Oh, another name, and this one would be huge, but I don't know about putting him against Samoa Joe in this spot. It's Cesaro. I mean, the pop would be huge for that if he were to come in. But I don't think that's the spot either for him. It's amazing. Like I said, a lot of people are saying Miro. A lot of people are also saying Kenny Omega. I really don't think it's Kenny Omega. I think if he's going to come back, it is going to be at Double or Nothing to set up something for the Forbidden Door. it's not going to be for this tournament. Because let's take a look at this real quick. Let me find the bracket again. I think Sportskeeda had it up. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Let me get this up on the screen for you. All right. So you have to look at it from this standpoint. The winner of Samoa Joe versus the Joker would take on Kyle O'Reilly or Ray Phoenix. Kenny Omega doesn't make sense in there because he'd either have to face Kyle O'Reilly or Ray Phoenix. Now, Kenny Omega and Ray Phoenix would be a hell of a match. But imagine Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly. Johnny Gargano, Ray Phoenix. And imagine in the finals, Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, baby. They had some classics in NXT. You know what? I'm gonna put my money in the Johnny Gargano ring for this one. Because Miro, you look at this bracket, and again, I am going to assume that the Joker is going to make it to the finals. Joe versus Kyle O'Reilly would be good. I'm sorry, Miro versus Kyle O'Reilly would be good. Miro versus Ray Phoenix, I'd like that. But you look on the other side. Miro, Jeff Hardy, doesn't do anything for me. Miro versus Darby Allin, we've seen it before. Miro versus Cole, yeah, both heels though. Miro versus Dax Harwood, that could be interesting. But I think they're going to use the Adam Cole Dax Harwood to build up Red Dragon versus FTR. That's why I'm leaning towards, and I'm looking at this from a different aspect of things. That's why I'm thinking it's Johnny Gargano. Leo, I think we're going to get an announcement soon. It may be at Double or Nothing. I think they may make an announcement at Double or Nothing for trios titles. It's not going to be one of those, oh my goodness, Tony Khan has a major announcement. I think they're just going to do it. I really just think they're going to do it and announce it without any fanfare. I think she retired, didn't she, Eric? Yeah, she did. Graham. Okay, am I I have to be in the mood for a taco salad. Actually, it's funny. We're actually had leftover tacos for dinner tonight. Taco salad sounds good right now, actually. I'm kind of hungry, but it's too late for me to be eating dinner now. Well, Jeff Hardy wrestled Owen Hart. Well, think about it, though. I mean, actually, there's on the AEW roster, Dustin Rhodes, Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho. That's it. That's it. I don't think there's anybody else. I'm going to be curious to see. And we don't know. We don't know when the specific matches are happening. Jeff Hardy, Darby Allin is happening this week. So is Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter. But they got to be pushing these matches pretty soon, pretty quick, because the finals are at, I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches that have to happen in the next 3 weeks. So realistically, I mean, there will be probably a men's match and a women's match on Rampage. And then you'd have to have 3 and 3 on Dynamite, because let me take a look here. I have to think about this. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 Dynamites and 3 Rampages left. So you do the quarterfinals next week. No, you can actually have the quarterfinals over the next 2 weeks. You have two men's matches, 2 women's matches on Dynamite this week. No, actually, you could do one. Yeah, one of each the next 2 weeks on Dynamite and Rampage. That would take care of it. Then you can have the semifinals on I would actually just do the semifinals on Dynamite. Get all 4 matches out of the way there. And then the finals are at the pay-per-view. Rampage is live, though, that Friday from Vegas. So they probably... I could see them maybe doing one of the women's semifinals on that Friday night Rampage on the 27th. It's really hard to say, though. Yeah, I really don't know. Let me just see something here real quick. I want to see. Let's just see if they've listed all the first round matches when they're going to happen yet. Okay, the women's tournament starts next week in Long Island. Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker and the Joker, Red Velvet versus Hikaru Shida, Ruby Soho versus Riho. Those are 4 great matches there. I could see the Red Velvet Hikaru Shida match leading to Hikaru Shida going after the TBS championship. I could really see that happening. Yeah, I'm not finding anything about when particular matches are going to happen. Like I said, I know they've announced a couple things for Dynamite next week. I mean, I know we're going to have the contract signing between MJF and Wardlow next week. Oh, we are going to have Adam Cole, Dax Harwood next Wednesday night in a quarterfinal match. So they did announce that. And I'm pretty sure Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter is happening on Wednesday as well. Because we knew early on that was going to be. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, yeah, Darby and Jeff Hardy and Adam Cole, Dax Harwood are both Wednesday night. We got Punk and John Silver, which is going to be a fun match. The FTW Championship, Ricky Starks and Jungle Boy. They probably will announce at least one of the women's matches. Has got to happen. Because that would give us 5 matches for the night. I mean, I know there's going to be some more stuff coming out. You know, Tony Khan is always really good at announcing things over the weekend for the upcoming show. So I expect to see that either tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see some announcements, some more announcements. But, you know, this tournament's going to move fast. I mean, think about it. We are 3 weeks away from Double or Nothing. And, I mean, things are really starting to ramp up for that show. I think it's going to be an absolutely excellent show. Tex DeLeon, yes, I did hear about Freddie Prinze Jr. wanting a wrestling promotion. And I read some more of the transcript of what he was saying in the interview about it. And he really does have a plan in place. I still don't think it's going to be a success. Because I think the landscape for what he is trying to do, it's just not big enough right now. You know, it unless he could get a TV deal on a major channel. And it's going to be hard because, you know, Tony Khan, once he gets a TV deal set for Ring of Honor, you're going to have WWE, AEW, and Ring of Honor all having TV deals. If Impact hasn't been able to pull anything off, I don't think he's going to be able to. Now, again, you know, Freddie Prinze Jr. has friends in the industry, in the television industry, so I could be wrong. I don't want him to fail. I'd like to see it succeed. I'd be interested in seeing another product. I mean, 18 months out, again, we're looking at fall of 2023. You know, you launch something in September of next year. That would be huge. But we'll see. Again, you know, the landscape of wrestling will change. Not could change, will change between now and then. So, but yeah, I did see that. All right. Leave in the comments if you're watching this on replay, who do you think the Jokers are going to be? Will it be Kenny Omega? Will it be Miro? Will it be a new talent? Will it be a Johnny Gargano or Cesaro? What about on the women's side? You know, will it be Athena? Will it be Deonna Purrazzo? Will it be Nixon Newell? Mia Yim? Who will it be? Looks like we're gonna probably have to wait 2 weeks to find out. Probably not going to be Dynamite next week. It's definitely going to be Dynamite the following week. Yeah, well, definitely on the men's side, it's going to be Dynamite in 2 weeks because they've already got 2 matches announced. They're not. if they're doing Samoa Joe's match on Rampage, then it's not going to be anybody big. Because the next 2 weeks will be taped on Wednesday night, and there will be spoilers. Same thing with the women's. If it's going to be somebody bigger, they're going to do it on Dynamite where it's live. That's just my thought. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. As far as WrestleScope Weekly, it's tough tomorrow. It's tough tomorrow because I have a very short window of time. It's probably going to be 9 o'clock Central Time tomorrow night. That's what I'm speculating. Because I don't have any time in the morning. My afternoon is packed. I've got a short window of time between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So I'm leaning towards 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Probably will be a shorter show too. There's not actually a ton to talk about this week. We'll talk more about the Freddie Prinze Jr. story. We'll talk about Candice LeRae. Talk about the Owen Hart Tournament. Maybe some final thoughts from me and my predictions for WrestleMania Backlash. I am not going to do a specific stream for predictions because I really don't care. May talk about Impact show tomorrow night. They've got a pretty stacked show tomorrow night. Headlined by Josh Alexander and Tomohiro Ishii. You've got Violent by Design defending their tag team titles against the Briscoe brothers. Yet another, what's going to be a phenomenal X Division match between the champion, Ace Austin, and his challenger, the former champion, Trey Miguel. Tasha Steelz is defending her title. There's a lot of good matches on that show tomorrow night. And what's cool is Impact has it available for $5 on their YouTube channel. That's where I'm going to be watching it. I know I'm going to be watching it there. So maybe we'll talk about that show, some results from that show tomorrow night as well. All right. That's all I got for tonight, folks. I'm again exhausted from being up late last night at the Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. Great movie. Definitely would put it in my top 10 for sure of Marvel movies. Not sure if it'd be top 5. I got to watch it again. Some cool surprises. Great story. Couple of little funny things in there too. No spoilers. Not going to give any spoilers. Definitely going to go back and see it again. I enjoyed it. My daughter enjoyed it. My wife hasn't given me an opinion on it yet. I think she was more confused than anything else. But that's the way it is. All right, everybody. I am out of here tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we will talk to you Saturday evening. We'll talk to you in less than 24 hours for WrestleScope Weekly. Have a good night. Don't forget, like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And if you're a first-time viewer, like Graham Nickel, I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel. Would greatly appreciate it. All right. Have a great night, everybody. We will talk to you tomorrow.